Okay, so we're gonna see the Java, the Lambda expressions. And what is a Lambda expression? Well, it is very useful, right? And it's super common in Java. It's much more common in JavaScript, right? But they use it's a short block, right? Short block of code which takes in parameters and returns a value. Lambda expressions are similar to methods, but they do not need a name and they can be implemented right in the body of a method. Okay, so let me have just uh, just a very simple class so I can print something. Let me create this and then you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so let me call this class main, the main class. And here in the main class, I'm going to have the PSVM, right? And right now, I'm going to create an array list, okay? So array list, there's going to be an array list of integers, right? Like we did before. Okay? Numbers. And then we're going to say new array list, right? And then this, okay? Fine, nothing new, something that we did before, okay? And instead of using array list, I'm going to use list, okay? It's the interface, okay? Now, I'm going to say numbers, add, and we're going to add number 5. Okay, we continue adding numbers here. We're going to add number 9. Okay, so I'm just copy and paste this guy, right? And I'm going to add here probably number 8. Here I'm going to add probably number 7. And here I'm going to have number 1. Okay, so now I can print this way. And can you tell me how I can print this? Can you guys tell me how I can print this? I just put numbers, right? As simple as that. And I get the numbers here, right? Another way can be using a for loop. So we say for integer number in numbers, right? And I can say number, right? And that's going to print the numbers, right? Or I can simply say one next to the other. I just remove the line, ln, and then I print one next to the other. As simple as that. Okay, so that's something that we covered there before. Another way that I can print that is by using a lambda function, a lambda expression. Okay, so I'm gonna comment this out, and I'm going to say numbers, and numbers has a method called for each. Okay, for each, and I'm gonna say n, just like number, for example, number, and lambda uses this guy here. Okay, it uses this guy here, this arrow. So another way to call it is an arrow function. Okay, so now I can say this out, and guess what I'm going to print? What do you think it should go inside that method?
Numbers.
Correct, number. That's the guy here. And of course, okay, I'm missing something here. And then rest with the method reference lambda with method, integer number. Okay. Let me see what's going on here. That's making a difference. But Let me see here. What's going on here?
And it's a curly bracket, I think.
It doesn't give me an error. It's just a warning. Okay, I'm just still getting that. I'm still printing. You see, it's not an error. It's just a warning that it can be replaced with a method reference, so it can be done with something else, right? Right. So basically, I'm saying for each number, a number. This is I can give it a name I want, right? For each number, just give me the ones that the numbers. Just give me the. That's basically what I'm doing here, right? So again, we say numbers, which is the list. We're gonna iterate over the array, right? And we say for each member of that array, of that list, right? Each number, I want you to give me the number, right? I want you to give me that number, and now you're gonna print it, right? So we say sys out, and then number, right? As simple as that. And then we get the numbers. If you want, you can eliminate this guy and say this, right? And get the number one next to the other. So basically, I'm doing the same as here. Hey, what happened here? You see that, how weird that is?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You see that?
Well, I guess single bracket, a single quote means something.
Yeah, that's for characters, and this is string. Sometimes I get confused with Python, and Python you can use either the single quote or the double quote. That doesn't matter. Okay. So basically, by using that space, it just removed the warning that I had before. Okay. So I'm going to remove these guys here. Okay. So don't you think that the Lambda function is a little easier than the for loop?
Yep.
Don't you think so?
Just for one item, right?
Yeah. So
I don't know what else can.
It's telling me here that it can be replaced with the Lambda function. So you see, this is even easier, right? You see how with this, I can just simply accomplish the same with this. And now I can say this out and say number. I'm accomplishing the same thing, right? As you can see, of course, I have to do this. Right? And I have exactly the same thing, but I need to have something like this to be able to break the line and have it in different lines. Okay? You see, guys? I'm having exactly the same thing. I think the Lambda function is super, super effective, right? And you're just iterating over the elements of the array, of the list, and say every number, so it takes a parameter here, every number, just print, give me that guy. Okay, give me that guy that we put here. Okay, so we can have another list of maybe numbers, names, right? We could say list, and we say string, right? Because names are strings, right? And we can say new array, right? And then we can say, for example, let's say that I have, maybe I have a string, names, right? And I can say new string. I got probably maybe this. I can have the first name Dudinski, right? And the second name Carlos, right? And the third name Maria, and the other name Anand, and the other name is
Eugenia.
yeah. Right. So we can have that. Okay. Now here, I can say for int I, and I can say I is less than name length, and then say I, this, and I can say names add, right? And we can say I. Oh, not I. We can say n. Maybe why not? So is that what you want? So I can do whatever I have before. Okay. Perfect. That would add that. Okay. So now if I say this and I say names, I should get something there. Okay. So I get all of that, guys. So maybe I can do sysout, and then I'm going to see all the guys that were added to the array. Okay, to the list. Perfect. So that is one way to print it. Can someone tell me another way to print that with the lambda expression? Can someone tell me? So we can do names for each, right? And then we can say name, right? And then we can say sysout, right? And we say name, right? And that's going to print one name next to the other, right? Right? So I can remove this guy, and I can have this guy in the middle, and I can have that in a space there. Okay? And it will print all the ones there. You guys understand? So this is plain English, guys. For each name in names, print the name. Right? For each name in names, print the name. For each number in numbers, print the number. You guys get it? Yes, no, maybe?
I got it.
Okay, let me create another class. Let me call it Java 8 tester. Okay. Java, let me say Lambda tester. Okay. Lambda tester. Before we do that, before we work on that guy, of course, this guy's going to have the PSVM. Right? Before I do any of this guy, I'm going to create an interface, and I will name it math operation, right? Just the interface, math operation, and that interface is going to have a method that returns a string, right? And it takes two parameters, int A and int B, okay? I'm going to create another interface. I'm going to call it greeting service. Right? It's going to have a method that doesn't return anything. It's void type. Say message is the name of the method, and it's going to take a string. And the name of the string is message. Okay? I'm going to create just a method outside this guy. Right? And we're going to say private int, returning integer, operate, that's the name of the method, operate. And we say int A, it's going to take several arguments, int A, int B, and then it's going to take a math operation. Okay, math operation. Okay. It's going to take a math operation from this method here, from this interface. And we're going to say return math operation, this method here, this guy here, math operation, dot operation, which is this method here, right? So basically, we are sending an object of that interface. And we are passing A and B, because remember, this method here is taking two arguments. So we have to pass A and B. They are here. Okay. So we created two interfaces. I'm sorry. One interface is a math operation interface. It has a method operation. I'm sorry, not operation. Operation is the name of the method. Yes. And then an interface that is greeting service, and it has a method that takes a string message, right? And here we have another method that takes three arguments. One is A, B, another one that is of type math operation, which is this interface. And then we're returning that object, right? That object that we're gonna pass. And then we're gonna call the method from that interface and pass A, that is B here, is here, and B that is here. So let's see it in the main method now. So we're gonna say in the main method, we're gonna create an object of this particular class, Lambda tester, and we say tester equals new Lambda tester. Okay, so we created an object of the same class, right? Tester. Okay. Now, right now, we're gonna say math operation addition, right? And we say int. Remember, math operation has addition, and this is with, let me put here, with type declaration. Okay, type declaration. So we're saying that we're passing int A and int B, right? And we're saying we have a Lambda expression here that says A plus B. Okay? We say A plus B. Okay? Now we have a math operation. And now we're saying subtraction. We say A and B, And then we say lambda function, a lambda expression, say A minus B. And this is without type declaration. Okay? As you can see here, we're not putting int here. So that is without type declaration. Okay? Now we can say math operation multiplication. Okay? And now we can say int A, int B, and then we can say lambda expression return A multiplied by B. Okay, that is another way, right? Yeah. Okay, and this is with return statement along with curly braces. Okay. We can have another one, math operation, and that's going to be division. So we can say int A, int B, and then we can say return A divided by B, right? Same thing like the other one, okay? So basically we're doing the same here. Right? So now we want to say 10 plus 5 equals, right? And we're going to say plus tester, that's the lambda, that's this guy here, tester, dot operate, right? Because we have this method here from this class, operate, and then we're passing 10 and 5, right? You see here we're passing 10 and 5, and then the operation, the math operation, which is any of these operations here. Okay, so now we can say, let's say addition, right? You see? Let's run it. Let's see what happens. So now if I run it, I get 10 plus 5 is 15. Okay? Because the lambda function here, in addition, is just taking these two arguments, and then in the arguments, it's just with the lambda function, is taking that A and that B and adding them. Right? Adding them. And then when I do the tester, when I created this tester object, we have in this class this operate method. So we can do tester.operate, right? Tester.operate. And then we pass the first number, right? The first number here. And then the second number is 5. And the operation is addition. Now you're going to say return math operation dot operation from the interface, right? And then we're going to take 10 and 5. And that's what we see here, 10 and 5. And 10 plus 5 is 15. Okay, very, very, very smart. Very smart. Okay, Java is super smart. So we can have sys out, and then we can say 10 minus 5 equals, and then plus, we say tester that operate, and then we say 10 and 5, right? And then the operations instruction, right? Now, if we do that, we get 10 minus 5 is 5. Okay. Now we can do the other one, sys out, and then we say 10 multiplied by 5 equals, and then we say plus tester that operate, and then 10 and 5, and then we can say multiplication, right? So if you run this guy, you're gonna have this beautiful thing, right? And now if I have the other one, this out, 10 and 5, and sorry, 10 divided by 5, right, equals, and then we say this tester that operates 10, 5, and then division, and then we're going to have this guy. See? Now we can have one without parentheses. So we can say without parentheses, right? And usually you don't put parentheses when you have one, right? So we can say greeting service, the interface, greet service 1 equals, and then we can say message, right? And now I can say this out, hello plus message. Okay. Right? That's one with parentheses. Now we can use without parentheses, right? And we'll say greeting service 2 with parentheses, right? Message. And then I can say this out. Hello message, right? I can have that. So this is without parentheses, and this is with parentheses. Okay, of course, with parentheses here. Right? With parentheses, without parentheses. Now I can say greet service 1 dot say message, because we have the interface here that says say message, and we pass a string. So we can say Maria, right? And then we can say, sorry, we can say greeting 2, say message, and we can say Anant, right? Now, when I print that, I have hello Maria, hello Anant. So as you can see, Lambda functions are expressions that you can use, right, to print something, okay? They are short blocks of code, right, that take parameters. In this case, we're taking A and B right here, A and B. It can be with type, without type, with a return statement, right? And then we return a value. They're similar to methods, like we said before, similar to methods, but they do not need a name. There's no name for this. Right? And we don't use we use parentheses here because we have more than one. If we have only one, right? If we have only one, like let's say we have another interface here, and we can say maybe name, okay. And we can have void print name, right? Right. And here I can probably say somewhere here, I can say name, 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 right? And then I can say like maybe name, right, equals n, right? And then the expression, we can say this out. My name is n, right? My name is name, right? So my name is name, right? And then I can simply say name dot print name, and then they say Dunias Gaetano, right? And now when I print this, I'm gonna say my name is Dunias Gaetano, right? In this case, it's my name. Okay, beautiful. So I don't know about you guys, but I love Lambda expressions. They're super nice. Okay, and you can, combine the use of interfaces like we saw before, right? And the use of methods, yes, the use of return statements, right? And you can pass those guys and get that done. Okay. I don't know if you guys understood this. Probably not. What do you think? Maria, I realized that you did a pull of the GitHub guide. That was a good thing.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, it was nice. Yes.
I've been doing that.
Huh?
I have been doing that throughout the.
Yeah, but I got a notification the other day. I had.
Interesting.
Yeah, I hadn't seen the notification before. You see, Maria pull, but
okay.
if I take a look before, I never saw a pull before, which is good. That's a very good thing. Okay. So guys, that's all about Lambda